The Lake District takes center stage as it stars in one of the most popular shows on TV this weekend. The national park comes under the spotlight for a special report on Countryfile on Sunday night. Presenter Ellie Harrison marks the latest of our protected UK landscapes to be deemed a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This protected status means it joins the likes of the Jurassic Coast, the Forth Bridge and Stonehenge, but the Lake District is the UK's first national park to be given World Heritage status. Ellie explores the three factors that made it an area of international cultural significance, looking into the identity, inspiration and conservation of the area. The program aims to show viewers how the countryside has been, and is still being, shaped by those who live, work and play in this now protected landscape. A regular visitor to the region, the program will also be looking back at some of its films and experiences in the fells and valleys, meeting the people who all play a part in protecting our countryside. Kevin Tickle, the Michelin-starred chef at Grasmere's Forest Side Hotel, is featured in the program. The rising star of fine dining and champion of foraged food is campaigning to revive Windermere Shire as a viable delicacy for the future by putting this forgotten Lake District icon back on the menu. Windermere Shire is classed as a forgotten food by the international slow food movement, and Kevin has pledged his support for the once endangered species, whose stocks were damaged by overfishing with nets in previous decades. AL net fishing has now been banned from the lake, and stocks of the fish now on the rise. Campaigners are working to recover fish stocks naturally, as restocking the lake might endanger subspecies of char not found elsewhere. Kevin grew up in Kirkby-in-Furness on the Duddon estuary. A keen angler, he is famous for his sourced-from-the-doorstep cuisine, inspired by the lakeland landscape. Fishing and foraging is central to Kevin's cooking style in his role as head chef at the Forest Side, and his aim is to revive the endangered Windermere Shire by using the fish in his kitchen. Kevin will be introducing Windermere Shire on the menu at the Forest Side, and was filmed by the Countryfile crew as he created a barbecue recipe using Douglas fir with the fish. He said char is part of the region's rich food heritage, and it offers something unique to a menu. When people come to the lakes, they want to eat the view. My food comes from the Cumbrian landscape, not just in raw produce terms, but the ethos, essence and experience is defined by the lakes, hills and valleys. Reinventing a dish using char that had origins in the 15th century is exciting. It proves the link between lakes and the plate is timeless. Seasonality is key. Char must only be sustainably liquid, and we must respect breeding seasons. Only a handful of fishermen, about 10-12, fish for char on Windermere, and the skills and knowledge need preserving. I want to learn these skills as they inform my cooking. Securing the future of Windermere Shire is essential. We hope the introduction of char on our menus will strengthen interest in the protection and heritage of this once famous delicacy. The char is now at the end of its season, so Kevin will not be introducing it to his acclaimed menu until next year. It will be my take on potted trout, but it does not include any spices you might usually come across. Instead, I will be using foraged sea fennel and hogweed seeds. It is close to trout size-wise, but flavor-wise they are different. Char a deeper water fish. Tomorrow night's program also includes film of some of agricultural students from Newton Rigg College near Penrith learning to build dry stone walls, as well as working with the college's herd of lewing cattle. It was taken when Ellie and the film crew spent a day at the college's hill farm, Low Beckside, 2 years ago. Matt Bagley, head of agriculture, said that Countryfile had filmed with the college on a number of occasions, and they were delighted they were going to be included in Sunday's program. This reinforces the major role agriculture plays in the region's heritage, the importance of enthusing and inspiring the next generation of countryside custodians, and also the relevance of what we teach here at Newton Rigg College, said Matt. We are all very much looking forward to watching the program. Tony Watson, head of People and Communications for the Lake District National Park Authority, says we are always delighted to see the Lake District National Park on TV, and it was great to be able to work with the Countryfile team. The program on Sunday will give viewers across the country an insight into the UK's newest and largest World Heritage Site, the Lake District Visitor Centre, Brockhole, and its lakeshore access provided a great setting for much of the program, and our team really enjoyed being involved. Also, in this week's Countryfile, in the lead-up to the Countryfile Ramble for BBC Children in Need, the programme heads off to the Highlands of Scotland to meet Logan and his dad Scott, who will be taking part. Logan lost his mum to cancer last year and is supported by Children in Need funded charity Maggie's, who offer invaluable support to children like Logan. Viewers will also learn how they can join in Ramble Weekend by putting on their own sponsored rambles, walking through the beautiful British countryside and raising money to help some of our most vulnerable youngsters. Countryfile is on BBC One at 7 p.m. tomorrow.